one of the comments I've gotten about the baskets is, are those deer feeders? and when I look at it, I'm like, hey, that makes sense.
That one's going on the internet, my friend. Oh, yeah.
You guys ready to get started?
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, welcome to the Disc Golf Collective.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Well, this week we brought in Jerod, his wife Libby, and their little doll of a daughter,
Nora. Eleanor Francis.
Gorgeous name. Gorgeous name. I know every time she's around, she definitely brings a smile to my face. And I know she's been in a bunch of videos, and she always steals the show for sure.
She likes disc golf.
Yeah, she seems to.
And she likes cameras, apparently. So
Yeah.
This works for her.
That's good. That's awesome. Well, Jerod, I like to start off by asking first, how long have you been playing disc golf?
Like, all right. First time I threw a disc would be 29.
Wow.
And my dad had discs and a basket in his backyard, and I lived with him for 6 or 7 months for the reasons whatever.
Yeah.
And we'd throw a little bit, and then he took me to the first course I ever played was De La Viega.
Wow.
And I sucked. I threw hyzer, shitty.
Yeah.
I hit every tree, and it was not fun. It was fun throwing discs in the backyard, but he was also a ball golfer, so we did a lot more pitching and putting on his private green. But he had one basket and some discs, and that was also something we'd compete at all the time.
Yeah.
And then I didn't.
So mostly putting at that point.
Not even really putting. We just go 60 feet away from it through my stepmother's gardens, and then we'd try to throw over her flower bed or something crazy. Thank you, Nora. But playing, I think I started. I would honestly say about 4 or 5 years ago, right when I started dating Libby, is when I first started playing.
Okay.
And started playing seriously, actually knowing what I was doing for a minute instead of just hucking discs.
Yeah.
I'd say the last 3 years I've been playing now.
Okay. Wow. Well, I'm kind of amazed because you definitely outdrive me, and I've been playing for almost 11 years. So
I don't believe that outdrive part.
I know you have. There was one time we were in a tournament, and I crushed a drive. I thought anyway, and and then you go up there with your overhand, and just
the Roby Epic.
30 feet past me, and I'm like, what?
It's a cheater disc. It's not the same. Our backhands, you're way stronger. Yes.
Well, I definitely appreciate that, but I don't know. I love watching that that overhand you throw, and half the time I'm just like, okay, he's really gonna throw an overhand here. How's this even gonna work? And then it works out beautifully. And I'm like, okay, maybe I should think about that. I know every time I play around with you, I end up throwing thumbers that for a week,
My wife throws thumbers too. Libby's got a thumber
Not
game.
quite as far as you.
Not quite as far as me, no, but she does throw thumbers.
Yeah.
It's an awesome thing. I love that. That's my shot of choice if I can for distance, and I have a couple of different discs I'll do for it. Yep.
Yeah.
She's good over there, babe.
Yeah.
I know, I'm just keeping it.
Yeah, this is the first podcast where we have to watch a baby and do a podcast, so
Right.
please bear with us, folks.
Yeah. She's a cool baby. Yeah, so Libby, how many years have you been playing?
I would say probably at least 15 or 16, with the exception of a very large gap where I didn't play in between there. The first time I ever went to go play frisbee, disc golf. I used to call it frisbee in high school because we would go to smoke. Can I say that?
Yeah,
To
absolutely.
smoke, and because you couldn't smoke at home.
Yeah.
So we'd go play disc golf because it was a place to hook up. And so I did that a lot in high school, and then didn't really play much in college, and then started playing again when he and I started dating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So
Wow. Okay. So you both.
She's
kinda have
thrown longer
the
than
first time we
Yeah.
ever played together at Ping in Athens, that's OU's campus course.
OU University.
I got this sweet birdie on hole 2. Like,
Oh,
it
wow.
was
Yeah.
amazing. It felt really great. It's never happened again. It felt great. It was the first time we ever played frisbee together, and
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, like he gets to see
Nice.
me being really cool.
Oh man,
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so how old is Nora?
Nora is 19 months, 19 and a half
Yeah.
months if you do
Okay.
19 and a half, I guess.
Wow.
And she's been throwing since she can hold my mini when she was a week. She got her PDGA number when she was a week old, so
Wow.
y'all better watch out
I
because she's
know.
taking all of you down in like 4 years.
All right.
You don't even know.
Just this morning, we
awesome.
have this tiny mini basket in the house that we play with, and she was like,
Yeah.
working on her approach and her stance. She
no.
started
You
like
have one
rocking. She
outside.
started like
She
rocking
has a
back and
stance
forth,
Oh wow.
doing this like putt stance. It was
It's-
awesome.
Because mommy,
look out, Paige.
no, because mommy practices with the White Claw minis, you know, the can
Yeah,
toppers.
yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
yeah.
You have one of the baskets outside in your
Yeah.
like lobby.
Yeah.
She practices with those because she knows I'm gonna make that be a playoff someday. If you're tied at my
I
course,
did not
Yeah.
practice with it
She
because of that. It's because
is-
I'm playing with Nora.
true, but she's practiced. She's getting better than everybody. She's jamming putts indoors from like 25 regularly. I'm watching it.
Oh, wow.
I'm not kidding. I've seen it, and
Oh,
I'm
my
like,
goodness.
like from
Yeah.
across the room, she's getting
Jeez.
really good. Like, and then
Yeah.
her and Nora will do that for like 20 minutes and jam like baby
Yeah.
putts. So yeah, she's getting used to putting and
Yeah.
just make it be fun with mommy and daddy. So
Yeah.
it's not some sport, you know.
Right, right. I know, I was a single dad when Haley was a baby, and I pretty much just forced her to go because it's like, I'm going, so you have to go, and she kind of grew out of disc golf though because there aren't enough teenagers that do it, and she wants like her friends, to be there with her when she's doing it, and I think that's the biggest reason she kind of just grew away from it,
We should be mindful of that as disc golf. Like
How old
people.
is she?
I definitely, she's 17 now.
Okay.
And I think over the years, I definitely have put a lot of effort into, the female side of the game
Yes.
and the kid side of the game because I think it's the most important two sides. There's already tons of men that disc golf, obviously.
It's dominated by
Absolutely.
men that throw far, and I like watching all levels, and I like the fact it's an interactive social thing. It's not.
Me too.
It's not just. Excuse me. It's not just a sport. This is a way for us to get together as a family and like go compete in our own respective levels at this like competition / hobby thing.
Yeah.
You know.
I kind of wanted to talk to you. You kind of brought up the family thing, and I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about, do you feel like it brings you closer together, or do you think at times, there's a lot of stress that's developed out of it?
Yeah, I'll let her feel that first part.
Yeah, she's probably the right
Will
one
you
to
hand me a
answer.
claw for there?
I guess it just
I'm gonna
depends.
drink like a fish on
It
this.
depends on the situation.
You don't know how many I have stacked.
For the most part, I feel like it brings us together when we all get to play, but it can just create some. I wouldn't say stress because I don't want it to sound like stress, but
All right, she made a lot of noise, but she's still fine. She's not breaking anything.
it's more of a hurdle. We just have to figure it out, because we'll be trying to make sure that everybody's taken care of for the day. I'm not too stressed by staying home all day if he wants to go off and play a tournament and be gone from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.,
Right.
making sure that we have our nanny to help us and
Yeah.
whatnot.
She's good.
And so I would say it just, for the most part, I feel like it brings us together. And if it ever makes for any sort of, again, I don't want to call it stress, it's just more of a hurdle we have to jump. We just have to figure it out and Tetris the situation and make it work.
Yeah.
To piggyback
that's
what she
awesome.
says,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
for example,
Plus,
yesterday.
he's more fun when I let him go play.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
right.
Well, there's several ways about taking. Does this sport help or how does it bring? When I get to take Nora off her hands and the dogs off her hands, having a round real quick at the Black Nine at our
Which is
private course.
why he built the course at our house.
Yeah.
So I get to have my friends over, play a disc golf round, but I give her a break for 2 hours. where she can get her stuff done and not have Nora or the dogs all over her.
Yeah.
That's been huge for our relationship and our workflow on how we get to both spend our time with Nora for one, but give each other their space so we can do what we feel we have to do, because we have to like hold the house. We have a lot of stuff to do with the property, as you see, to manage. So she needs her sanity, and by me going disc golfing, now what most people are fighting to go do with their spouse or their significant other, like, can I go play with my buddies? She's like, yeah, take Nora and the dogs, and will you call and go away for 2 hours, and then she gets to really get her stuff together and feel like she's caught up in the day. But if I hold like a tag round and then a putting league in the same day, like yesterday, then it becomes a little challenging, because now we're talking about hosting anywhere from 8 to 16 people on the land. I'm stressed out running around making sure everybody's good. She is also trying to make sure the house is good. We've got to get fed. Plus we have a daughter. We have all those dogs. So it can be stressful and add levels of challenges, but it helps us because we communicate pretty well together. And
it seems like
we talk, I'm just springing upon her. Like as long as it's days in advance, she knows. And again, all of our disc golf friends are like family. So it's not like a challenge to have a bunch of you over, as we've all hung out with Nora like family, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it's helped us.
I think
we play together on date days too. We have a day a week. We just go
really cool.
play with maybe a couple of our friends, and we keep it on the low from the chat, and we go just have a date throw, because she likes to throw and go hike and play with us and like have a claw and just like whatever.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It's good for relationships, man. It really is.
Yeah, that's interesting that you say that, because I think there's some, I think a lot of people need to hear that out there, because
I'm gonna switch to here until she comes back.
Yeah.
You can keep talking.
Because, I think, like, I love the, how you just put that about, I take the kid, she gets her free time.
She's out there
because you have a course on your property.
Exactly. It wouldn't work anymore.
There's a lot of husbands out there that might need to hear this, as well as wives. That maybe a course is a great idea.
Or a close local course. I can take Nora to Hawking any day.
Right.
Or anything within like 30 minutes of my house. If there's a course, taking Nora is a huge relief for her to have 2-3 hours on her hands so she can get caught up and do whatever she needs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She doesn't feel good without at least getting all her things done, and then she needs her private time to catch up on everything too. Like, watch your secret shows, We binge on YouTube and a bunch of coverage of disc golf. Yeah. She binges on her shows, you know what I mean? So you got to give that space, and you have to parent, and we're both there. And with COVID, you don't have tons of outside help. We're fortunate to have a little bit, but we have to do it ourselves, and in so doing, I wanted to make it, while we're doing it together, like a hobby, something that I'm doing 2 things at once, because I like to multitask.
Right.
So I can be a parent and disc golf and hang out with my friends all at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
I don't either. I think that's, I think I try to tell people all the time, if I'm advising them in any way, that hobbies are important. That's what takes your mind off of life, and you need those things.
Absolutely.
I personally have way too many hobbies, but it kind of is nice, because I can kind of skip around and keep myself and my mind busy, and off of, things that I just don't want to think about or whatever. And I definitely think that hobbies, I know a lot of people that don't have any, and they're generally very stressed people.
Or they stick on their phone on news cycles or social media, and they just worry, and they are never doing anything.
Right, and not being social, which I definitely think is super important.
Absolutely.
Talking to friends, hanging out with people that
Talk to people that are different than you.
Different than you. That's it.
Disc golf is super different people. Like, you got.
That's one of my favorite things about it. Yeah.
Yesterday was a hodgepodge of people at the house.
It was.
Let's just say we had every spectrum.
Yeah.
And it was a phenomenal time. There was no
I don't think I've ever been at your house and not had a phenomenal time. Honestly,
Thank you.
When I leave there, I feel like I've taken all this energy from all these amazing people, and it goes home with me. and it's always a good time. Always, partly because you guys are amazing hosts.
Thank you.
You think about other people. I think that's important. You know, you don't just, it's my house. Just make yourself at home, and then like you've even offered like a shot or whatever.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah.
Just to
Hosting
make everything.
is important. Being a good host is
agree.
like a character like trait that I think is like one of the top admirable traits. Is being a good host is showing that you're being a good human in life. Because once you have your home, like, because we all have to build up our home space.
Right.
And if you don't have that right, you can't do anything else. So once you do have that and you want to invite people over, you need to make them feel like they're home, like pay that forward, because when you go to their space, they're going to be pumped to do the same.
Yeah.
It's the way people are able to like host one another is you have to do it right. I don't want you to be pissed when you come to property. You know what I mean? I want you to be super pumped. You're visiting us.
Yeah.
Like, you're going out of your way to come hang out with us. Why would we ever be rude? Like, we would have to look out for your needs. That's just essential.
Yeah. I love the way I mean, and I see that, everything you're saying, I've seen it. It definitely is why I enjoy coming over.
Thank you.
You've
been a
you
staple.
throw amazing tournaments. It's funny, you often, I hear you often like, say things, oh, it's a show or whatever, and I'm like, man, it never has been. It's ever
a beautiful shit show.
Yeah, it is.
I'm joking. I'm self-depreciating on that, but it usually is, because it's not PDGA sponsored ever.
No,
it's
that's
not.
okay.
It's not the vibe I'm going for.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be private, super laid back, and if people aren't leaving with a smile on their face with fun, then I've failed. That's the only care. That's it.
I'm at this point in my disc golf career, if we're going to call it that. I don't know that I've ever called it a career, but I'm
Your
at that
disc golf
point.
story.
That's a good way to look at it. I like that. And I would say at this point in my disc golf story, I just like having fun. I'm almost beyond that competitive, part of it. A little bit, it's kind of fun.
Everybody likes to do well. Don't lie to yourself. You like to do well for you.
I do, right.
It doesn't have to be against competition. What I'm saying, you like to perform that competitive level.
I do. I like to be able to be at a specific level of competitiveness, I guess is where I would go.
After that, as long as you're having fun to do that. Then
now I'm at this point where that's all I care about. And the funny thing is like, I find that a lot of times when I'm just having fun, I win way more.
Oh, yeah.
When I actually focus on winning, I don't have fun, and I surely don't win. It gets very bizarre when I focus on winning.
Two to three times I've gotten the course record, and the last tournament where I shot the 12 down on the one where I came back on, I was completely just focused on having fun and trashed on White Claws. Like, literally. Yeah. That's it. Having fun. Just had no sense, and then it just started falling. I'm like, shit, okay. And it happens. Like, when you're having fun and you're laughing a lot, I bet you your shots are probably laughing too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I definitely agree. How about we take a break for a minute?
Sure. All right. You want to cry? I had my dream wedding with this chick right here, and that dude videoed the best video. So every time it's our anniversary once a year, I pop that up and share. So you'll have your chance, or you just find it.
Yeah. You want to get in a camera view, Justin? Or my camera. Okay. All right. I mean, I'll just be like, Justin showed up. Or whatever.
Do anything.
That's too cute.
I mean, I can, but if she's content, I'm cool right now.
Okay. Whatever you want to do.
I can come get in.
You can get in somehow. I don't even know.
Yeah, if I need to.
Here, we can get her up here a little. You want to come in here? Good job, Nora. You want to put your little headset on too, honey? You want your headset on? Okay. All right, we're rolling. We're rolling? No? Take those back off? All right. You don't want those. You're in snack mode. All right.
All right. So a question that I had for you, Jerod, was when you bought that property, did you already know you were building a disc golf course?
No.
No.
Heck no.
How long have you owned that property?
We're talking about our house, right?
Your house, yeah.
There's two properties in question.
Well, we'll talk about Carmageddon soon.
There's two different things.
Yeah.
So the house, no. I got some practice baskets because we live on 8 acres with our landmate, so I thought it'd be cool to like use some of that to throw, some shots. It did not start with me wanting to build a course there. But once it started, like, I don't know how to stop. And the more I got into this sport, I'm like, well, shit, I'm going to do this. You know what I mean? And it became like Dallas Craft and Michael Escobar are probably the first people to actually see. We had Innova single chain, like, practice baskets in 2 locations on the property. The one on the corner where you throw over the barn from is a tee pad, but we throw 2 twice. The bean hole.
Yeah.
We put one up like there, and then we put one up the next hole over where the trees, and we clear out where you're going that way before you come back to the bean hole.
Right.
That was it. But there was a fence line and everything there when I started. Everything you see now that's open, I went out there and ripped out by hand with loppers and a weed eater and burn piles. And then after having like 2 baskets that we can throw from like 4 places on the property, I was like, shit, I can make 9 holes here.
Yeah.
And then I got the neighbor's permission to like put some baskets on his property because it had cool shots.
Hold on a second.
No.
We got lights changing and stuff.
What's going
Oh.
you wanted some stuff. You brought the baby. Nora will do these things. This is what my baby does to us.
Oh, no.
This is amazing.
Love baby.
Oh. All right. So, yeah, no, it did not start out as me wanting a course. It was me wanting to have some practice shots and a couple, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I realized you need real equipment to get better. And,
Yeah.
and then I bought Carmageddon.
Yeah.
And then when I bought Carmageddon and I was buying 19 baskets at once to get a price,
Right.
I was like, well, that's 9 baskets from my house. You know what I mean? And then the rest went there, and I was like, I can do this. And then once we had that, and I realized you can play to a basket from 2 different places, I was like, I can get 18 holes in here after we got like 9. Because it was just going to be the black 9. It was going to be a joke, like a little 9-hole course that's super fun, like it would have been now, but only 9 holes.
Yeah.
But once you have 9, why not go all the way to 18?
Right.
And then after we bounce back to Carmageddon and get those 9 in, which will be quote unquote 18, then I'll come back to the black 9 and probably put 9 more in.
Wow.
And have 27 there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh yeah, I got plans.
Very nice.
But no, circle back to your question. No, I had no idea. I wasn't even into disc golf nearly as much as I am now as I was when we even first moved into that property 3.5 years ago, babe. 3.5 years ago when she graduated.
Wow.
But no,
Well, it's
and
a
we're
great
fortunate
property.
to live with somebody who A, allows us to buy into it, and B, was cool with us building too. So
Right.
Megan Fisher gets all the props for that in the first place, to put up with all of her antics, and the fact that she just comes home and there's like some new disc golf back on lawn, and she's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And she's cool with it. She's really awesome for that.
That is awesome.
No, I'm telling you, it's like we're blessed. We're blessed with our situation, because it wouldn't have happened. It happened very organically, but it also, if we didn't have all of these things in place, we wouldn't even have been able to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it does cost some resources. You do need to have the space, and then after that, you need to have the resources, but you also have to have like the ability to host people to come over. And like, if you live on a land with somebody, you can't just run willy-nilly and have this as a public course. So it takes a lot of juggling and people being open and very, very like supportive and awesome along the way.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think, I don't know why, but it seems like there's definitely a level of respect when people come to your house, and you don't really see anyone getting crazy and out of hand,
It's twofold. I mean, first of all, most disc golfers are not douchebags. There's very few
Yeah.
douchebags. I mean, there
Very
are
true.
douchebags.
Right, but very few.
But what I'm
Yeah.
saying is most of us are pretty chill, random people. We're playing disc golf, but that shows a certain level of chill already.
Yeah.
After that, like the fact most human beings, when you're like being invited to someone's home, you do act differently than if you were at a public course.
Yeah.
So as it goes without saying, if I just came to your house, I just wouldn't start like kicking in shit or flipping out because I missed a shot. I just act a little cooler because I'm on your house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's also the vibe. Is if you keep people like being super chill, oh my god, their game might start actually working for them, and they'll be even more chill. You know?
Right.
So yeah, I have not seen anybody have like a crazy experience in my house. I haven't seen any blow ups. I haven't seen any like arguments or drama at my house yet, which is awesome. I would love to keep that away from my home.
Yeah, me too.
That's what we build a space is to try to like be supportive and like if you do have like some type of outstanding beef with somebody or whatever it may be or drama, keep it at the door. Just don't bring it here. Come play your disc golf, be civil with that person, and move away and figure it out.
Yeah.
You know.
It's funny. I notice when I'm hanging out with, definitely over at your house, but just with a bunch of disc golfers, I'm amazed at how long we can just talk about disc golf.
It's pretty sickening, isn't it?
And like, I mean, you could literally just talk about disc golf for hours.
Could be about pros. It could be about tournament coverage. It could be about shots, courses, your best things,
your last tournament,
plastics, new discs, all different. Dude, it's forever. It's fun. Again, it's a good it's a good place to blow off steam.
Yeah, keep your mind off life.
Or if you just need a break, it's not even hey, you need a recharge, reset, and disc golf can do that. Like it's a hole that can get you sucked in on any level.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a good hole. I'm down with this rabbit hole.
Yeah,
you should be too.
Yes, definitely am. So. We kind of briefly talked about Carmageddon. We've mentioned
Carmageddon is 19 acres approximately, right there on the edge of Athens on the bike path that I purchased 2.5 years ago in 2018, right after Libby and I got married. And I was told you shouldn't do this probably because you have so many things you're already on your plate. This is not smart. But I
Which
did
has been your whole life.
My whole life. But I did it anyway, with the intent to build a public disc golf course on my private land, but with like an art installations too, like old installations or new ones from like festival atmosphere. Because I also part of my life is festivals back in the day.
Yeah.
I wanted a place where like murals can be festival installations, kind of like the house looks like, and people can come disc golf, but put off of my lawn. Not because at the time I didn't really think I was going to do this crazy course that I have now.
Yeah,
I still would prefer people to go to Carmageddon first than call me and want to play at my house because there's only so many limited time. Carmageddon is on 19 acres, and we can get 18 in eventually. But the way it's built, it's on wetland, it's up against the Hocking. And there's a lot of stuff we want to protect. Yeah. So we're not just going to go cray. And we've already punched in 9 fairways, basically. Actually 10, that we're like kind of choosing lines and stuff and rethinking. Yeah. And since I built the Black 9 over the last 1.5, 2 years, I didn't have the resources to take everything away from my home base. And I don't have tractors. I don't have this. And this is wilderness. It's wildland. So we have baskets in the ground. But you can't throw at them because there's no tees, there's no signs, and everything's overgrown at the moment. But over the last 2 years, we've went in waves in different parts of the season as volunteers, like Dan Jones and Kat. You've met a bunch of different people that have actually volunteered there. But in the end of the day, it takes resources for real to put in a course when there was not a course there. And then to maintain it in Ohio takes a real mower, and I didn't have that. I don't have that kind of money to just have a dope ass mower for Carmageddon. We're trying to do what we have now at my house with weed eaters and a terrible John Deere that you see. It's bad. So this next season, we've built our credit up, and we've got enough, so we're going to get a good mower and a trailer so that we can maintain both courses because we've got it this far. And this week, actually, we're going out to build tee boxes and start punching in 1 hole at a time, at least 1 a week at Carmageddon. So there'll be 2 different tee placements which are not just long and shorts. Like we go everywhere and it's like long and shorts.
Yeah, they're one's
This
in front
is
of the other.
totally different. This means the red tees and blue tees because they're all turf.
Yeah.
They're like blue tees will be. Some of them are like really par fours or totally different shots, and versus the red when you want to come do some short game type stuff.
Right.
And it'll be an 18-hole course with only 9 holes in there, but 2 professional tee pads, so people can go practice, play their things down there, and then when they want to have a round over here at the Black 9, they can do that. Yeah. But it'll keep people like really out there practicing on their own time and not have to worry about this. Because Athens doesn't have anything like that. You know?
Right.
Yeah, I bought that with the intent to put in a disc golf course.
How many courses are in Athens?
All right, Hawking's not technically in Athens because that's at Hawking College. So we have OU Ping.
Yeah.
You have Hippo Ridge is actually in Amesville. It's not in Athens. Right. So it's technically not Athens, although that's a home course.
Close,
it's real close.
Yeah.
Black 9's in Athens. As far as Ping and Black 9, that's it in Athens.
Oh, wow.
So Carmageddon will be the first public course in Athens that's not on a college campus or private course at someone's home.
Right.
And it's not public like where the parks own it. It's me owning it, saying that you can come and play at any time as long as you follow the rules and respect the land, respect the neighbors, and if obviously don't get injured playing disc golf. If you sprain your ankle, don't sue me. Like you're here, you sprained your ankle playing disc golf. Like get out of here.
Yeah. Right.
So I got to make sure like a lawyer's got to protect me from this. But I want it to be open to the public.
I can't ever say that I've ever thought I should sue someone right after I sprain my ankle, which I do almost
there
every
are
third
people
round
out
or something.
there. There's such thing as
really
insurance
is.
for tournaments. This is why it exists. This is something you have to think about when you build courses, other than telling people. When people come with me, if someone got hurt, like everything's handled and I know.
Right.
If I'm not there and I own the property get hurt, they could just make up all. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You got to protect yourself.
I know. Well, George Broughton he's the owner of the property where I built the Big Buckeye. But
I like that course.
You don't like it?
No, I like that course.
You do
I like
awesome.
Sasquatch and Big Broughton. I love both of those. I like them.
Yeah, they're definitely two completely different courses.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's why I like it.
That's what I love about it.
Exactly. You can do either one.
In one day, you can get every type of throw.
You get a disc golf experience. That's fact.
Definitely. Yeah, especially up on the Sasquatch.
Sasquatch will get you.
Yeah, it will. But I kind of lost track of where I was going with that.
You were talking about the Broughton having people on the course as far
so,
as
so
liability.
George, right? So George definitely brought that to my attention when I built that course or rearranged it. That this is what his insurance covers. This is what they allow. This is what they don't allow. We actually had about a 45-minute meeting on all of that stuff. And then but I think I would have already have taken that into account. Safety is always the first thing I think about.
It's the first thing the PDGA tells you is pay attention.
Yeah.
Don't throw when people are out there. You know, try not to get hurt. Safety first.
Yeah.
That's our life.
And at the same time, you're kind of like, well, it's a multiple use park. There's tons of people out there on the trail, the walking trails and stuff. So you got to take that into account. And one of the things I like to do is put a lot of signs out, to warn people. I think that's pretty important. But no,
these are things. And when I bought that property, I didn't think it'd be like done immediately. In my mind, I wanted it to be, but at the end of the day, first of all, I'm not a millionaire. Second of all, I don't even have the right resources. And third of all, I was in over my head and already recovering from a wedding, and then I had a child. So it's just like, oh yeah, good luck building a course outside your home spread when you have all these other things you're juggling. And then COVID hit. Yeah. The only reason the Black 9 looks like what it does is because COVID. Is it? It's the only reason.
I saw a lot of things happen during COVID for disc golf.
I stayed home and built a course.
Yeah.
Like that's literally, and you guys came and played it safely outdoors, and that's what I did. My COVID crazy was building a course.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep going.
I appreciate it because I'll tell you, the 2 times I came, 3. There was 3 tournaments this year, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So I know the 3 times I came.
3 tournaments in the last 9 months.
Yeah. Yeah. COVID had everybody super stressed out, and I know when I came there, it was a complete recharge, of energy and just everything. And when I left there, the next few weeks were always like way better, because COVID
Humble.
when you're a massage therapist and they tell you can't work,
trust
for
me.
2.5 months,
I bet you're.
it wasn't real fun.
No.
And it definitely had me pretty stressed out. And no, I didn't get any, unemployment or anything because I don't work with anyone else or a group of therapists or whatever. And it was rough, but coming down there, it definitely, it just made, weeks go by way easier where I could just sit and think about, that was so much fun at Jerod's. And, then I brought Jacob that last time. And, me and Jacob talked about it. Yeah, sneaky. We talked about it forever after that, so it kind of like it didn't just energize me that moment. It carried on for weeks, and I really appreciated that.
I mean, really what I'm doing is trying to share. I'm blessed, so I get to do this. So I want to pay it forward. You know what I mean? And
Well,
I
I
also
appreciate
want to
that.
hang out with people because I'm social, clearly. And I like disc golf. So I wouldn't want to have a bunch of cool disc golfer friends over. And so the way to do that now at this point is to go hard and make something that's desirable. So, yeah, hanging out with me and Nora and Libby, that's desirable. And having a few baskets that you could shoot at, that's cool. But that only goes so far.
Yeah.
Having a full-fledged course with professional level tees and, like, professional baskets and, like, real lines,
Yeah.
that makes people really want to come out and see you. And then they're like, and I get to hang out, do a shot or
Right.
whatever, see
Yeah.
Nora or, like, just see what's the newest thing he built now.
Yeah.
I feel the energy.
That's part of why I
it takes
come.
me I feel so proud because, like, we put a lot of hard work into this.
Yeah.
Like,
I see all of it.
I promise
definitely.
you we do, and you see it. You know
I
what
see
it takes to get
I
there.
definitely do.
And I'm grateful. I have people coming. I mean, but I'm paying them, but they're still willing to come because what are they gonna do with COVID? You know what I mean?
Right.
But they're out there working hard, and they're also here seeing that. That's how much I love it. Like, they're getting paid to do what I'm doing for free, and paying them to come out to my house to do because I feel it's my duty.
Yeah.
We're blessed, so if we're blessed, we're gonna pay it forward.
Yeah.
I want everybody to experience this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I thank you. It's humbling because I do want people to leave there recharged, happy, and to believe that, like, yeah, this is possible. You can.
Yeah.
Like, I know it sounds corny, but like a field of dreams, like Kevin Costner. I
Yeah.
swear to God.
Yeah.
You build it. I'm sorry. Here, you can play through White Claw. All right.
Yeah.
See, you're gonna get this. This is what you happen when you get a baby.
No,
in
that's
a
all right.
podcast. She's
I'm about ready for a break anyway.
break. It is.
Disc golf is fun.
It's good fun and good vibes.
That's right.
All right, where did you leave off? What are we getting back on? Segmenting.
All right. So I think at this point, let's talk about your putting barn at your house.
Okay, I'm gonna pick my teeth on
And,
camera.
we're gonna watch this video here from Toast Media. Subscribe.
Thank you, Blender.
Yeah. Great guy. Great videos.
He's a boatload of fun.
He is. Let me. We're not gonna play it with any sound.
That's me dancing
That's right.
in the barn because I
That's
made
me
a
over
foot.
here laughing.
Those are two
Having
stages.
fun, as
All that
usual.
artificial turf you see on those stages is donated from Jim Morgan. FYI, from
Yeah.
whatever high school you guys got all that turf from, and
Well,
then
Jim did that all by himself.
Well,
He-
and then Isaac
amazing.
brought it down and
Yeah.
cut it into rolls and put it in his van and brought it and delivered it to my barn, and then he and I loaded it into the barn.
That's awesome.
So that we could make the wall. Like, I didn't know what I was going to do
Yeah.
with all this. So everything you see on there, thank you to your crew over here in West Virginia. That's what that is. And that's
Yeah.
Randall in an alien onesie.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Always in love at the barn for sure.
I was Tiger King. The only reason I have that crazy weird mustache, don't judge me.
I love this shot, by the way. I mean, that is an amazing shot. I
And that's the barn at
I
night.
go out there almost every week just to look at that angle, honestly, because
So-
like I don't even know. It's like art.
It's pretty because the drop zone for one of the holes comes from out of the barn. Jason hit it yesterday in the tag round with Corey Ellis in front of him. I mean, Corey was telling me, pro disc golfer Corey Ellis, look him up. He throws far. He's really good disc golf.
Yeah,
But
love
he was
Corey.
telling me, because he comes out to the house a lot,
Yeah.
he said that is a really mean drop zone. It's too far being in the barn that you have to get out of the, like, it's like 65 feet, and you got to get out of a doorway.
Yeah.
And as soon as he was like in mid sentence trying to tell me, and we're like, no, this gets hit all the time. And sure enough, Jason hit it again. And
Wow.
I got to tell him like, yeah. And he's like, all right, you're right. It's fun. I'm like, I'm telling you, it's perfect. Like,
Well, since we're talking about it, I hit one out of that barn too.
I know you did. I know you did.
And
It's on film, I believe.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure I put it on here.
Yeah. It was before we made the putting barn, I'm pretty sure. So you can see all the trash that was in there that Dan Jones and I removed.
Like, I was amazed when I came back and saw that it was a putting barn. I was just like, oh my goodness. Like, I remember there was like stalls and everything in there. Like, you guys really put in some work.
It was a lot of work. It was two
I've been
dumpsters.
to a lot of putting leagues.
Two dumpsters worth of debris and
man.
trash
Wow.
was in there. I'm talking old construction materials, like Dan and then all that gravel is on the floor. That was a load of gravel that I used a wheelbarrow and a shovel and a rake, and you better believe it, your boy just put all that in there underneath after we cleared that floor, raked out all the debris. Then we put the gravel, then we built stages, then we put down the turf, and then of course the upstairs area, which you've been a part of multiple times. The little viewing putting area from the loft where you can like bet on each people like going against each other.
That's pretty priceless, dude.
Yeah.
It's definitely my favorite part. Like
Unplanned.
like last night,
Unplanned, by the way.
I lost 2 rounds in a row
Yeah, you
because
did.
it was a rough day.
It was a bad.
I've had
day.
a busy week. I couldn't get my mind off of the week. So obviously, when you're thinking of other stuff, you're not going to make a lot of putts, right?
No, and if you're there, just have fun, kind of, and take
And
it
I
in.
really was. I was like, you know what? I'm just coming to
Putting
enjoy
league
'cause I
isn't
know-
always for people to come. I didn't intend it to be like for you to win.
Yeah.
Putting league is for social. It's to putt in the inclement because we're in Ohio. We're gonna get snow and rain. It's gonna be for like months.
Yeah.
We play disc golf because
Yeah.
we're crazy, but most people don't. But what's the number one part of your game? Your putt. So if you have a barn where at least you can putt circle one edge and all those putts up to 35 feet,
Yeah.
you'll stay at least a little crisp in the off season.
I agree.
And then a way to do it
think
and
you'll
be
get way
social.
better. Yeah.
You still like you want to go out and have a beer at the pub and throw some darts. It's the same thing.
It
it's
is.
just
Yeah.
disc golf.
It's just what we love.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
And we support local Athens businesses usually because we do the like group like order for food.
That's one of my favorite
And we
parts.
switch where we get food from like some of our favorites in Athens.
Yeah.
Even though, all right, Chipotle is not necessarily a local thing, but it's still a pretty well-run
Yeah,
organization. We'll get that one.
I think most disc golfers love Chipotle.
Yeah, it's the
I
same.
think we all love that one.
But no, I find that to be an awesome way to give back right now. Like a lot of the restaurants we like to eat at are struggling.
Yeah.
So when we get to
Yeah.
put in a group order of like 10 of us,
Yeah.
you don't think that they enjoy that? Like that works out for us. So that's another little like tidbit we did not intend ever.
Yeah, that's I appreciate that too. Because I know that I have definitely like in my business, massage therapy. Like I have regulars that this year have really the ones that are doing well. And they're always going to be doing well, and they've definitely looked out for me. And I always appreciate that. I always try to give back to my friends too, and if I have something they need, I'm always just going to give it to them. I know they'll give it to me.
That's what I'm saying. Down
At
the
least
road,
that's the kind
you'll
of
want
friends I
something or
like,
need, and I bet you'll have 1,000 people give you the disc you need as soon as you
Yeah.
ask for something you're missing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's a
Absolutely.
good way to live. That's a
Yeah.
good way to live.
Yeah. And and it's something I've also seen that, and I don't even know if you're aware of it, but you're building this kind of amazing disc golf family.
I hope I'm more. It's not just me. Granted,
It's all of us,
So that's the part I want to make clear. Like this isn't just Jerod Black doing this.
No.
If I did not have the support, Libby, Nora, if I didn't have Dan Jones coming every day, if I didn't have Dallas that was the one that got me really playing hard, and if I didn't have all these people, Randall coming, like any of these people, like it doesn't matter. If I didn't have the whole Nick Beatums and all these people that are disc golfers, Jacob, all these people, Corey Ellis, like all these people, like if I didn't have you guys making me more excited about what we're doing, I wouldn't even be doing this.
Yeah.
I'd be sitting on Fortnite wondering what the hell should I do with my life. Right. I'm just saying that's exactly what I'd be doing right now, stressing over fantasy football.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead,
This
we
is
can.
way more fun though. Right?
It is. It's something better because I think we're building a community. That's a good shot. We're building a community, like you said, a family. So I fight with a lot of my disc golf community, as you do. We don't all get along.
No.
I bet you at family reunions, you don't get along with your family either. But you suck it up and you go have that family get together and you're actually happy for it, right?
Yeah.
And then you leave and you go about your business and you
And
silently,
I go back the next time.
and you
Yeah.
silently hate on that person that you don't want to really see, and you're like, I dread it. But you go out there and you really have fun when you go do it. So.
You know, I never try to go into something thinking about the people I don't want to see. It's always the ones I do. And if the ones that I don't want to see show up, then I can ignore them, you know.
But
I don't
even
have
with
to
you
pay
play them,
attention.
I'm telling you, you're going to be politely surprised and
Yeah.
still have a good time if
Yeah.
you could just bury whatever your shit is,
Yeah.
which is what family does
Yeah.
at family gatherings. So when you
Exactly.
said you're trying to build a disc golf family, you're right. That's exactly what I wish Guardian Aliens is. This is a family of disc golfers that are a bunch of weirdos that
Yeah.
are still super cool and social and try to play rounds and try to make each other better. Or if they need a disc, I bet you somebody out of us has that disc for you, and we just trade and look out for each other. It's a way to have a support group.
Yeah.
It's church without the dogma.
Yeah, you know, the disc golf collective, I didn't name it like by the area that we're in or anything like that because I wanted to think of disc golf as worldwide.
Universal.
It's universal, right? And so, you know, the disc golf collective is part of, you know, the Guardian Aliens. It's part of, you know, Ohio Valley, you know, or mid Ohio Valley, you know, disc golf or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just part of everything, you know, and I love the culture of disc golf, you know, and how laid back it is. And like you said, I mean, you know, I've played a lot of sports, and I'm going to tell you, in basketball, there's a lot of complete assholes. You know what I mean?
I've played a lot of
Soccer.
sports too, and I can
Soccer,
tell you,
same thing. You know what I mean? A lot of people that I didn't like, you know, it was probably close to 50-50, 60-40, something like that. And in disc golf, it's literally like 90-10 at best. It's more like 95, you know, and 5 or something.
even the ones you don't really vibe with, you don't necessarily don't like. Like there's
And they don't hang
competitive
out that long.
No, the competitive straight edge ones, they don't hang out, which is fine. But they're polite and they play by the rules and they keep you on your game and they always have conversation.
Yeah.
They just don't get down like you get down, and that's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine with me because they're out there doing the common goal. Still, it's good.
Yeah.
I want that. I don't want it all to be a bunch of us that is the same. I do want a weird mixed group because that's what makes it more amazing. Like,
I agree. I love new ideas, you know.
Yeah.
Something real quick I wanted to talk about is some of your artwork.
okay.
And so,
I've been lagging.
yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been out in a while with my cans,
Okay.
but I will be.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a muralist, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
So Guardian Aliens used to be me out there, and if you go back into like Athens and Messenger and Athens News and all the papers that covers my area for the last 5 years since 2015, I've probably got like 10 pages, front pages of like different murals I've done based on something that's happening at the time, like the current climate or something that's, you know, politically sensitive or whatever we're on the topic, or just stuff that I was doing because I was feeling it, or I did with the kids. I've done I do a lot of murals in Athens for free, and so that was what the Guardian Aliens was a part of, just going out there and just being like a guardian of wherever you are, even though you're not really from there.
Yeah.
So I'm not from Athens originally, but I want to come here and be like the best, like the best resident Athens has ever known, and like the ultimate like ambassador, even though that's not what I'm not from here.
Yeah.
That's kind of the whole concept of being a guardian alien. But it started with artwork and me just being a pain in the ass of like the police and like the community in a good way. And then it ended up me being like, the mayor reached out, the police are cool with me, and it's like me doing art, like not illegally, but in a way where the public can like come and enjoy it, and they have nobody has to say. It's not a paid for gig.
Yeah.
It's not like edited. It's real like raw emotions and stuff, and so people like to see that.
Yeah, I definitely like to see that. Yeah.
And I do it at festivals too. That's how I met James Conrad and Weston Isaacs and Nate Perkin. I was painting for a gig.
Nice.
And they happened to be at the festival, like wanting to hear music and throw frisbees
awesome.
and of course I ran up like, hey, you're my favorite player. And then I'm like, I'm painting over here. You should watch me. And then I painted Nora with a disc golf basket exploding out of her head, and then we've been friends ever since.
Yeah.
This is working. Yeah, art's a good tool. It's another way I like. So my disc golf courses are art.
Yeah.
So I haven't touched cans in a while, but you've seen the alien islands, and the way I do drop zones, and like what I'm doing is landscaping art right now.
Yeah.
So it's not art. It's just landscaping art on a like grand scale.
I see your art for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I try.
I love your art.
Thank you.
Yeah, I definitely, there's a lot of things that I see in you that keep me coming back. You know what I mean? Your creativity is something that I admire strongly.
Thank you.
I'm not really someone who can draw or paint. I'm more of like if you give me wood or clay, like I can make anything. Really good with my hands as opposed to
You've got big hands.
I do. They're giant. And,
Sorry. That's gonna get a hands reference one time.
Right. Yeah. But so your creativity, the other thing is your drive. I have this, like when I have an idea, I'm full on 100% headed at that idea. And I try to tell people a lot of times to use that same focus when you're trying to work on something you don't like to. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And but I love watching your drive, dude. Like
I feel I'm lazy.
Decide something. Do you really? Yeah, I do too.
No, my wife will tell you. She can tell you. Like I feel I'm lazy and I don't do enough, and then I leave so much on the table. But then I have people like you that I admire. I have all kinds of peers and like people above me. They'll come by and be like, Jerod, do you ever sleep, or like do you ever? Justin came in and is like, I can't believe you ever being tired. Like, dude, I'm tired and I'm lazy all the time, I feel. But no, I do get it done. It is a will. I have an indomitable will, because in the end of the day, like half my life I've been behind bars. I was in a box, and I'm not gonna like waste a breath out here, like just like not doing. Even my wife's the same way. Even if she's down for a nap, you'll see both of us. She's cleaning up the house. We're just cleaning up behind. We're getting ready. We're finding out what's going on later. Right. Are you going out there to build some more today? What do you got going on? And it's just, I don't want to stop because it's not even work. Do you know what I mean? I love what I do. Like when I'm working, sometimes she's out there. Like, what the heck? That's not work. And when you're enjoying it with your disc golf family and you're improving, you're making a place for people to come and hang out like it's a sanctuary. Like that's not work. That's kind of like I don't know. It's like the best thing. It's like gardening when you're off work. It's just so good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No, it is. I do have a good drive. I don't want to fail. Like my dad told me to be the best at whatever you do. A lot of my friends told me just be whatever you're into, be the best at what you do. Well, I'm not going to be the best disc golfer. We can write that off now. I know a lot of my friends that crush me. So that's off the table.
Right.
I can be the best in my division, maybe, but I can be the best father, the best husband, the best host, and the person that actually makes the best cool disc golf community in my area because it's not there yet. So I bet you I can be the best at that right now. And so that's what keeps me going.
Strong.
I'm going to go as hard as I can because I'm not going to fail. Like I put my word out there in the public. I'm in the papers twice, 3 times over this Armitage, road property called Carmageddon. I'm gonna finish it. It's just like I have to do a bunch of things, but I'm gonna finish it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I believe you.
We can't fail. We can't fail.
No.
Like it's not a failure if we've made progress. Like it's not.
Yeah.
You liking your berries? She's really good.
She's doing great.
She's crushing it over here.
She is. Those look really good, Nora. They really do.
I got a question. When did you get into disc golf? How long have you been playing, Mr. I Bring the Boom?
I know, right? It's funny. I didn't even know that was my nickname until Justin told me.
Oh, yeah. So our chat, for those that don't know about the Guardian Aliens chat, we all get nicknames pretty much, but you can't give yourself the nickname.
Right.
So you never know what the hell you're going to be called half the time. It's pretty funny. Oh, I got you. I got even a creative one that will, I used to be like slippers all day because I wear my house slippers during rounds.
I remember.
I wear them all the time. Like
I love it.
I know. And then now I don't know what I am. I forgot. Cali boy. Because I'm from California.
Right. Yeah.
But no. Again, back to keeping the fun and the fundamentals. This is literally the point about nicknames. Like people like that. People want to be a part of something. They want to feel like they can come and laugh and let loose for a while and not talk about their problems or not be bombarded with all the bullshit in the world. They just want to come and laugh. Like the putting barn isn't even about winning. You know, and I know it's about gambling on people that are still in it.
Right.
While you drunkenly sip your beer or your White Claw and laugh and razz, because nobody gets to putt with this much pressure and 16 people banging on the barn and talking about you're losing me money. Yeah. Good luck at a tournament remembering that type of situation. Like, it's pretty fun.
Right, yeah, and if you could focus through all that, which I'm starting to learn to, if you could focus through all the noise and everything, then when you get to a tournament and a bird, caw or whatever, right in the middle
or
of your
a dog
stroke,
bark or
what
a
does it
car
matter?
drove by.
Yeah.
None of that matters in a putting barn.
Or my favorite, the guy who decides to stand right next to you and breathe on your neck while you're putting. You ever get that guy?
We have those all the time.
Those are my favorite.
That's the whole putting barn experience.
Yes.
You have people breathing
so
down
then
your
it doesn't
neck.
matter,
Exactly.
right? Then it doesn't matter.
6 feet socially distanced. No. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, for real. I mean, we're not being reckless.
No.
But we're not being super all over the place. Like, we're trying to maintain a level of, safety, but we're also trying to live.
Yeah.
We really try. And we're trying to be...
I feel like living's way more important, honestly.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I will hug you. Sorry.
Yeah. I'll definitely hug you, too.
Don't spit in my face
No,
or cough right when I
No.
walk up, and I think we're
Yeah.
good. I think we're good.
I think we are, too.
What else do you want to know about? Other than the putting barn. The putting barn is literally built, though, what we were saying. This social activity that keeps people coming back. And when you win, it's a source of pride. We get the pins.
Yeah.
If you don't know anything about us, I have this year's bag tags is actually hat pins. And there's 4
sweet.
versions,
Yeah.
and they're all UV reactive. And one's a bag tag. One's one that you get as a trophy if you win a putting league because they're super different colors.
Yeah.
And then there's this all white and all black glow looking ones, and ones for if you win a glow round at my house, because our baskets, if we haven't mentioned, all those turn on at night and turn colors throughout the night, so we can play glow at any time and never have to put another glow stick or temporary battery powered thing ever.
Yeah.
The sun powers our stuff.
Can I ask how much those cost?
They're $29-$30 a pop. On Amazon, if you buy a pack of 3, you can get a good industrial one. They'll last a couple years.
Yeah.
For easy. But they're $30 a pop. Let's just say 30 shipped to your door.
Yeah.
But it's worth it. $30 for think
My
about that
thought
2
was-
straight years of your baskets turning on every single night at dusk and staying on.
Here's some, something I was thinking about is
She
to
does steal the show.
light up a. Yeah, she definitely steals
The
the
T
show.
pads will be lit too.
Oh wow, nice.
You didn't even know about that idea.
Yeah.
So all the T pads you've played, people out there haven't been to my house. You should come play. This is a good course.
Yeah, it's a great
But
course.
the first 7 are from 12x6 Prodigy turf T pads now.
Yeah.
Perfectly level, built out in lumber. Some of them are floating over wetlands.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
of them are on cliffs. Some are
I
down
played on a
creek
couple
beds.
of them. They're sweet.
They're all perfect, and you
Yeah.
feel safe about your footing. You get good grip, even in the rain right now.
Yeah.
There'll be a broom on every hole. You can sweep the debris off and have a clean footing. It's different than concrete. I was weirdly thinking about everything costs other than
Yeah,
dirt.
yeah.
Let's think about that. So if you're building a disc golf course, we still have to maintain everything every year or two, right?
Yeah.
Concrete gets beat up, cracks, sinks, gets unlevel,
Shifts, yeah.
super
Around
not
here, yeah.
not cool in the ice.
Yeah.
It sucks
No,
in the ice.
yeah.
So I was thinking about all the different things. Turf is the most expensive. Concrete and turf are pretty similar.
Yeah.
Lumber costs makes turf expensive
Yeah,
right
it
now if you're
does.
building piers
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shit. But it's worth it because people come play here at my house and never have to worry about their ankles and their knees off a tee shot.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
Ever. And you're focused on your shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you ready for this? They're like picnic stations and yoga stations. So this is still my house.
Yeah.
So when I'm not playing disc golf, guess what? Nora gets to play on these little
That's
gymnastic
awesome.
stations,
Yeah, yeah.
and they're turf. So you got to
That's
think about
awesome.
that when you build a
Yeah.
disc golf course. When people aren't playing disc golf, what are they doing on it?
Right.
Most of my family members think those are deer feeders.
Yeah.
They don't even know.
About the deer
We don't even know what these are. They're not even baskets. They're deer feeders to half my family. This is the most extravagant deer feeders I've ever fucking seen.
I know, right?
But no, it's a bag. You know what I mean? And part of what's driven me is seeing that, like, remember, trying to be the best at what I do. So if I'm going to build a course, am I going to build what everybody else has already done? Like, my idol around here is Ken, who has Hippo Ridge.
Yeah.
If you've ever played a Hippo Ridge, you should play it. It's the best course, right?
It is, yeah.
But he had multiple tee locations and an 18-hole course on his house. And I'm like, I want to be that guy.
Yeah.
I want to be that guy.
Well, I'm so glad you decided that.
No, Ken
Definitely
is like,
glad,
if my dad was still alive, he'd be Ken. Like, Ken is totally on the same vibe. And so what I'm doing is, like, I'm trying to be like Ken, but different. And he knows it. He came out and played like a week and a half ago with his son.
Nice.
He hasn't seen it in a year.
Oh, wow.
And he's seen all the improvement. And he has his own course that he's been building for 30 years.
I know.
30 years to get that. I've done mine in 1.5. Like, so he's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
but he really appreciated it. And we were talking like things about design and purpose and what we're doing. Like, what are you trying to do here? And he's just, you know, and it was amazing because he's my idol walking my course. And I was trying to like be like, here you go, look what I did. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he's like, holy shit, what are you doing? You know? And and the point is just keep progressing because we got to play disc golf somewhere. Let's just keep building more courses that are super fun to play with.
Yeah.
And if we can make,
I plan on building at least 5 or 6 more in my lifetime. So yeah.
I'm not
a big
to
fan.
compete with you over here
No.
because I don't want to compete, but I do want to make our area a destination for
I do
disc golf.
too. I do too. Let's do
Airbnb
it.
disc
Yeah.
golf resort destination with like multiple courses based on like championship level. Do you want fun and aesthetically pleasing?
Right.
And then can you stay and like hang out with the community that will house you while you're here and hang
Right.
out and play rounds? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, Carolinas
Yes.
have that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, North Carolina.
Maine has it.
There's scenes that are huge. Well, I want to make Athens and the West Virginia scene, which is already pretty tight, like one of the best, like world class best. And so that's my goal. I may win a few tournaments here and there, but I won't be pro.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I will just have a
either.
bunch of fun. You'll meet me at a tournament because you'll hear my mouth somewhere.
Right. I usually
I'll have
do.
a dope ass pin, and someone's gonna say Jared's about to throw a thumber. Let's watch it.
Yeah.
I may not win,
sure.
but it'll be a fun show.
Jared's throwing an epic.
Yeah, he's throwing an epic.
You gotta
Might
stop and
go
watch
580.
this.
I'm telling you, someday I'm catching you, JC Kester. You're the one I'm coming for. You've got the arm for thumbers. No, I've been reaching out to him. He, you know, because he could throw 550 thumber like with the
Oh
right
my goodness.
right disc, super like wind can. You know, that's the world record's like 480. I'm not off far from
That's
the world
crazy.
record.
No, you threw.
I
4,
throw
I
400.
watched you
I throw 450.
450.
No, that's different with an epic.
Yeah,
A regular
I watched you
thumber.
throw 450 because I know I crushed one about 420, and you were at least 20 to 30 feet past.
That's an
me.
aerobic epic, and they're the
Yeah.
best discs ever made.
Yeah.
I'm serious. If you throw a thumber, throw that.
They're
thing.
yeah.
You can't find them for like anything less than $80 online anymore because they're
Oh,
gone.
wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've got 11 of them.
They stopped making them.
Oh, they've been gone. That company
wow.
doesn't even exist anymore. It was
not
bought out
good.
by WeatherTech. I reached out to the vice president. Check this out. So I wanted to be sponsored by them.
Oh, okay.
No, that's
Should
just
be.
real. If you're gonna do something, you got to go out and do it in this world, right? So I was like, what do I ever be sponsored? I'm not a pro. I'm never gonna beat like Corey and James and all them. So what am I gonna do? I'll throw an epic 550 feet. People are like, I want to see that.
Yeah.
So I reached out to Aerobic Epic. Got all the way up to the vice president. He said, "I'm sorry, like we don't even make those. We don't even know where the molds are for those, and we don't care." Like I'm like, I want to make a glow run of Aerobic
Yeah.
Epics. He's like, I don't even know what you're saying. He's just like, do whatever. I'm like, can I say like that I'm sponsored by? He's like, go for it. Like, and can I make the mold? Like, he was basically saying that they don't care about these discs. They have a pool company that bought them out. So there is no more Aerobi any discs coming. They're still PDGA legal, trust me. But I made a run. I bought a bunch of them, and now I look online and they go for 80 to 100 every time. But I throw them, so I'm not trying to pay 80 to 100 for anything.
I feel like
That's
disc companies,
too much for discs, guys.
I feel like disc companies need to look into that design.
It
You know
works.
what I mean?
It's weird, but it works.
It's
but
so weird, but-
PDGA already said that no disc other than the Epic that's not like perfectly round or what centrifugal, whatever the hell they call that, it's not going to be approved. So the Epic got in, and I'm allowed to throw it because people ask me, "Is that even PDGA legal?" I'm like,
it
"Yeah."
is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
I want to say some of them say it on there.
Oh, it says it.
Yeah.
I made sure before I started getting really invested in throwing these
Yeah,
things.
right.
Because they bomb, but they I threw the worst one like in a long time yesterday in front of Corey Ellis, and he was like, "I'm trying to win a tag round against one of the best disc golfers in the nation," and I threw that thing in the wind, and it double barrel rolled to the. I had the worst drive out of my group of 8.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I've thrown 580 feet, so I'm telling you that it is not cool and wind sometimes, and it's a show. I don't care for results sometimes with that thing. It's either going to work or it's going to be an epic failure, and it's also just as fun.
Name,
It's an epic, dude. It's an epic failure. It's an epic shot. There's no in between. There is
I
none.
have to agree. That's what I've seen from him.
I swear to God. Yeah.
I've seen some definitely epic shots with him. I didn't even know like the first time I saw one flip up, and do that whole barrel roll and then hyzer out at the end. I was like, how in the world does science even allow that to happen?
I'm thankful there's people smarter than me in this world.
Yeah.
So many of them.
And then they just give up on the disc,
No, they don't even care.
Yeah.
No, they made like their run of 1,000 or whatever, their 10,000. I don't know what they put on the shows.
Yeah.
And then they just don't exist. But I found a few like disc golf stores here and there that had them before.
Yeah.
I realized they cost that, and most of mine I paid $12 for.
Right.
And now they're like 80 to 100.
Yeah.
So I could sell them, like make money, so I can pay for more baskets and courses. But
Right.
I like to sit on good. I have a collection of discs that I actually have invested in that I do try to like give back to us for at cost. If you're a disc golfer, you get it at cost.
Right.
But if I can sell something to make money so I can pay for gas or weed eater strings so we can make more disc golf courses, then I'm with it. I'll auction
If
some of
there's
my shit
everything
off.
you can, that I can do to help you raise money for disc golf, you let me know.
I mean,
Right.
the other pride part is the fact to do it without everybody saying that I did this. So I do. Like, I have the help. I have all people coming to, like, work.
Yeah.
But,
good.
like, the finances or, like, the dream or the idea, the pride I take in it is not, like, a selfish pride. It's the pride of, like, yeah, I do have this many, but it takes a certain point to get to before you can even accept that help.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if everybody gave you all the money to do it, then everybody feels like they have ownership all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And then they want to tell you their opinions or how to go about doing it.
Yeah.
It's so much better to build your shit and then ask for a little help once it's almost done.
Yeah.
Because then people are like, hell yeah, like, how'd you get here? And then it values it more. You know what I mean?
I do,
I
yeah.
swear, because I tried to ask for money in the beginning and I got less than $2,000
Wow.
to help for baskets. Everything else has been on my dime.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, like, they were with it, but they wanted to see a concept, not from before it was done. They want to see something that's already kind of in the ground, and then you get behind. Momentum creates
Right.
more momentum. Money follows money and momentum.
Yeah.
So when you're asking for money, it will help. I'm not saying sneeze at anybody that gives you hope, but if you build it already, then you don't ever compromise anything at that point. Like, it is yours, and then you don't have to worry about people telling you what to do with their money, with your idea, and then it becomes a big confusion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you have a dream, you've got to do it.
Yeah.
You've got to do it
You do.
sometimes.
Yeah. I agree.
You know? I know, weird, right? Come on, get back in here. Thank you. What else?
Well, I don't know. I think we've talked about a lot. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
You can drink White Claws, be a good dad, and disc golf a lot and still maintain a healthy relationship. So all you disc golfers out there having relationship problems over disc golf, there's a way to figure it out. Tell your spouse, significant other, whatever, what I just said,
Yeah.
and do that and be a good partner. And I bet you can disc golf more, whoever you are out there, I swear. Because I bet you there's a bunch of deal. I know a bunch of my friends that are dealing with this same issue.
Yeah.
And the other part is, like, don't be a douchebag on the disc golf course. Remember what we're there for, is the fun. When you're having a bad day, I have a bunch of friends and they're having bad shots and they're not winning after 3 or 4.
Yeah.
They're a little pissy. And then they're like slapping their card and they're like, "Wah, it didn't go my way. I'm so much better than this. Oh, why does my arm not work in front of this person? I feel so shady." No, like, dude, we all suck
Right.
on some days and we all like shred on other days, and it is what it is. So get out of your head. Go back to the fun. Like, when I suck, I'll just pop another claw and suck some more. Pull out my
Yeah.
epic, and I'll just go for another shot.
Yeah.
It's super fun. The whole point,
Right.
dude, if you don't keep the fun and the fundamentals, I swear to God, you're going to just be bitter at this sport and the scene. You're going to start hating other people that are having fun.
Yeah.
So the people that are like the 5% we talked about,
Yeah.
they're mad because the other 95% are actually out there having fun, and they haven't figured out how to go out there and have fun.
Yeah.
So let's just make sure when you meet a new disc golfer or a person who hasn't never played disc golf, what do we focus on? The fun.
Yeah.
The fact that this is just us throwing plastic in the woods at a deer feeder. Like, what does that even do? Like, come on now. We're not even in the Olympics yet. Like, get out of here. Yeah, just keep the fun. Like, seriously, if we grow the sport by keeping it fun and making it accessible, like we said, for younger people, not just like older white males. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Seriously, let's make it for females. Like, they shred.
Yeah.
My wife kicks a lot of my friends' asses. Let's keep that. Like, yeah.
I know.
Molly, Corey's girlfriend, kicks. Brittany kicks ass. Like, there's females out here in our scene that shred, and we know it. And so the other point is we have like some people that you run across that get mad about a female beating them, and they think it's like some sign of like failure. And I'm trying to tell you, like, that's a terrible way to look in life. Like, some female business CEO out businessed you in the world. Like, are you less than a man? Like, shut the hell up with that. Like, go like support your wife and your girlfriend. Show her how to throw the discs. Show your daughters how to throw discs, and watch, because they're gonna be better than us. Like, look at Haley King and Paige Pierce. Like, they'll shred our.
I know my daughter. You know, my daughter was the biggest reason. Like, so I've been playing for almost 11 years, and like, I bet for the first 6 years, I just never really took it that serious. I didn't even know there was YouTube videos on how to throw. I didn't see, like, when I was out on the course, it was usually in the middle of the day when no one else, like during the week,
empty.
you know, when
You're
no one else was there, you know.
What is
and
this?
I'm just like, I'm just gonna do what I've been, you know, someone else showed me to do that didn't know how to play either. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then my daughter picked up a disc and started throwing, and by the time she was 8, like, she had like learned how to, you know, reach back and throw way better than me. And I was like, she's 8, I'm, you know, 30 something, like, I gotta step it up, you know. And so she made me better. But I mean, and what I did was videotape her to show her how to be better for herself. And then I started watching the videos like, oh, I'm doing it way wrong. You know what I mean? She can stand still throw 350 feet.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, I run up, you know what I mean? I'm a foot taller, you know, maybe 2 almost at that point. And, you know, can't even get it nearly as far as she does. But that was, you know, I think that was, it, you know, having, not that a female beat me. It was that, you know, like, my daughter and I's relationship has, you know, at times been competitive.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's fun, you know, like Uno. We get crazy competitive at Uno. Monopoly, you know, we play that a lot. And but disc golf was, you know, somewhere where she learned very quickly, like, oh, I can beat Dad, you know?
Yeah.
And she just went hard at it.
I hope
you know?
Nora's the same way.
Yeah, I bet. And it's a rough day when they get better than you. I'm just gonna tell you.
I'm already old, so I'm with it. It's
right. Yeah. Well, I think let's close it up, man.
Well, shit. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I love some of your insights and some of the things you said.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. I bet this is gonna be a well-watched video.
I was just spitballing, drinking claws with my friend, with my daughter and my wife here, and we still got to drive an hour home, so we're making it happen.
Well, you have a safe drive, man.
We will.
All right.
No, that's
we'll
why I
see you
have
soon for sure.
DDs for those.
Yeah. That's right.
Love you.
Love you, man.
Play disc golf.
Yeah.